Von Savage Media. Von Savage Media.
Blessed risings, good afternoon or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind that Keep It P podcast is a global show. And today, on this episode of the Hakuna Matata Hour, we will be discussing R. Kelly Survivor Says Singer and Diddy Are a Lot Alike in upcoming Impact and Nightline episode they want you to watch. Impact and Nightline, Drugs, Lies, and Freak-Offs will stream on Hulu beginning September 26. Sean Diddy Combs is the subject of the new Impact Nightline, Diddy, Drugs, Lies, and Freak-Offs, which will dive into the allegations of sexual assault and abuse made against him, as well as the recent federal charges for racketeering and sex trafficking that the hip-hop mogul is facing. Did you know the mayor of New York is facing federal charges? Did you know that the mayor of New York was in federal court today? While they want to talk about R. Kelly, while they want to talk about Diddy, did you know that corruption is running rampant on both parties? Republicans, Democrats, there has been mass corruption over the last year. Did you know that? Did you know there's been plenty of resignations from policing to the fire department to even high levels of school administrators have all resigned over federal investigations and potential federal charges. But we worried about Diddy. They wouldn't make these shows if we didn't care so much, right? In a new preview clip shared exclusively with Billboard, Lizzette Martinez, who is a survivor of R. Kelly's abuse, shares her experience meeting Diddy in the late 1990s. He's like, "Hey, you have really pretty eyes," and said, "Hey, I'm having a party. You want to come with me?" She recalls in the clip, "I didn't have a good feeling about it, and I just declined. Thinking about it now, it's like, wow, I really dodged a bullet." How'd you dodge a bullet if you still got the smackdown from R. Kelly? If you're a survivor of R. Kelly's, how'd you dodge a bullet with Diddy? Maybe nothing would have happened at Diddy's party, and you might have not met R. Kelly. So how can you say that? You just talking. You just taking your opportunity to boo-boo on a successful brother. That's what you're doing. And you out here cosplaying like you Black Miss Martinez, or should I say Kamala Harris. The disgraced R&B singer, real name Robert Sylvester Kelly, is currently serving a 30-year prison sentence after he was convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking charges in 2021 and 2022. He was also convicted of 6 counts of child pornography and enticing a minor to engage in sexual activity. Martinez noticed that she thought R. Kelly and Diddy are a lot alike, claiming that they are both predators who like to manipulate. She continued, "They're dangling a career in front of you." Who doesn't? How many producers do dangling? How many record execs do dangling? How many movie producers, directors, talent agencies dangle? Huh? Who? We're just gonna act like Diddy and R. Kelly only do the dangling? They don't even have no real keys to dangle. She continued, "They're dangling a career in front of you. They use the power to get you to where they want you." What power? If you want danglings, there's no power. So you said no, and now because I'm gonna get your family? No, that didn't happen. There's no dangling. If you're not so thirsty, if you're not so parched in the throat, so desert dry in the throat, thirsty, they wouldn't have nothing to danglings. There wouldn't be no danglings, right? If you weren't so willing to do anything, in fact, I bet you said, I'm willing to do anything. And he was like, anything? You better watch what you say, girl, when you say anything. No, I'm serious. Anything. Are they manipulating and dangling, or were they drugging? Right? Because that's what we heard, right? They're drugging, right? Scraping, drugging, sexually assaulting, right? Against wills. But if I'm dangling, is that really against your will? Yeah, that's manipulation, but is that against your will? Manipulation's not against the law. Show me the law where it says manipulation is you're done. Show me that. Are we talking about if you're manipulating the stock market? If you're manipulating the gas prices? If you're manipulating the economy? Are you manipulating the egg prices? Right? Those are predators. Those are manipulators. I'm not saying there's no sexual predators. That's not what I'm saying. We're talking about grown-ups here. Grown-ups talking about, I was preyed upon. What? Preyed upon. I manipulated you. How's that the same? You're not, you see, we would call that grooming in a minor. What, you're grooming adults? What are you talking about? You ever heard in corporate world, I'm grooming them for the position. I'm grooming them to take over my spot, right? We're adults here. What happened to accountability for your actions? What happened to that? What happened to sometimes I could go in the room at 3 a.m. if I want to, and I'm drunk out of my mind and I'm blasted and I'm half naked. I can go in there if I want to. What? I didn't know that was going to happen. Just because I laid in this bed naked, butt naked, and then I put my booty on his privates, that don't mean you get some. That don't mean that now. And no does mean no. But look at the situation you're in. And then if fam kicks you out, like, no, I can't handle that, fam. Then he's a dirtbag, right? Billboard has reached out to reps for Diddy for comment. The music mogul, who has previously denied all allegations of sexual assault and abuse made against him, has pleaded not guilty to the charges. He was denied bail twice and is currently awaiting trial behind bars. After his arrest, his lawyer told Billboard in a statement, "We are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust persecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. Impact, Nightline, Diddy, Drugs, Lies, and Freak-Offs will also feature an interview with Tiffany Red, a producer and songwriter who is friends with Diddy's ex-partner Cassie Ventura, who filed a now settled lawsuit against Diddy in November, accusing the mogul of assault. She was also seen in 2016 video obtained by CNN in which Combs appears to shove Ventura to the ground near an elevator bank, kick her several times while she lies on the ground, and drag her down the hallway. I can't unsee that Cassie video," Martinez said of the clip, while getting emotional. Right. So how can you have a fair trial with the tape and everybody can't unsee the tape? So that's why he's guilty in the court of public opinion in the media. Right. So how can you get a fair trial? You can't. I can't unsee the Cassie video, Martinez says of the clip while getting emotional. You can tell me whatever you want about him, but I can't unsee the video. She helped others to feel like they can come forward, and that's huge because you put yourself on the line. You put yourself on the line for $30 million. What are you talking about? The other women who really report these types of scrapes and sexual assaults and sexual violence, no, those people are putting themselves on the line. When you do it for $30 million and it's a civil suit and it wasn't criminal, you're not putting yourself on the line. Stop. We got to stop giving credit for mediocrity. She really put herself on the line for all the women's in the world that's in the same situation. She really went out on a limb for $30 million. Shut up. They want you to know Impact, Nightline, Diddy, Drugs, Lies, and Free Calls begin streaming on Thursday, September 26th on Hulu. That's what they want you to know. Here, let me show you what she got to say. Here we go. Fair use.
I'm Jane Doe, number 9, federal indictment and court documents.
Lizzette Martinez was part of the groundbreaking case against the disgraced R&B singer. Authorities say Kelly used his fame to prey on...
Hold on. Disgraced. Prey on. Prey on? All you got to do is not accept the deal. Here, quid pro quo. We're adults. If you don't want to do A, I'm not doing B. Okay, cool. I'm not. Okay. I'll give you a record deal if you get down with my mans or if you slap me up and let me put my thumb in your butt. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, no record deal. Okay, no record deal. But you like, well, he's dangling my dream in front of me. So I has to. I has to do it. It was my dream. What other options did I have? What? That sounds like a deal made between consenting adults is what it sounds like to me. But why ain't we talking about surviving Vince McMahon? Why isn't he disgraced? You know he has a video out too, Mr. McMahon on Netflix, right? The documentary on Netflix, right? That he tried to buy to keep it off Netflix, right? Multiple settlements for sexual harassment and assaults. But why don't we hear nothing about him? Where you at, U.S. Attorney? Huh? I wonder, what's the difference? What could be different between R. Kelly, Diddy, and Mr. McMahon? Look, it's not even surviving Vince McMahon. It's Mr. He's still defiant and Mr. McMahon. We're not saying Mr. Combs, no, Mr. R. Kelly, no, but Mr. McMahon.
R&B singer. Authorities say Kelly used his fame to prey on and sexually abuse fans, some of whom were children, and would at times imprison some of his victims.
No, that ain't right. If Cuz was messing with the shorties, that ain't right. That ain't right. Did y'all hear me just say that? If Fam was really messing with the shorties, he's a dirtbag. Did you hear me say that? So don't get to talking about how I'm caping for anybody. Did you just hear me say that? But you won't play that part. You'll chop and screw everything I just said, but you won't say the part, if Cuz was touching on kids, he's a dirtbag, P. Well, he being convicted. There's a lot of innocent people in jail. What are you talking about? What does that mean?
Some of whom were children, and would at times imprison some of his victims. After dozens came forward, he was found guilty of racketeering, sex trafficking, and later child pornography. He's currently serving out a 30-year prison sentence.
Today's verdict brings an end to Robert Kelly's decade-long reign of terror over many vulnerable girls, boys, and young women.
At his sentencing, Lizzette gave a victim impact statement where she addressed R. Kelly himself.
Today's verdict brings an end.
Who else knew? Put it in the comments that he was accused and or convicted of sexually assaulting boys. I guess I missed that. I didn't know that R. Kelly was bussy. Somebody put in the comments, if you know about R. Kelly being bussy, you put that in the comments, fam. I'm not knowing about all of that. So you please educate me. We can educate each other here on the Keep It P podcast. I'm not too above anybody to learn. What are you talking about?
End to Robert Kelly's decade-long reign of terror over many vulnerable girls, boys, and young women.
At his sentencing, Lizzette gave a victim impact statement where she addressed R. Kelly himself.
I just want to tell him, like, look around. Look how many women are here. Like, we're not all lying. Like, stop.
R. Kelly was convicted of being a leader of a criminal enterprise, an allegation Diddy now faces. Lizzette says she sees similar.
A criminal enterprise. We putting him on the level as the mafia, fam, murderers, mass murderers, fam. That's what we putting him on the same level as John Gotti, Sammy the Bull. That's what we doing. Colastiano. This is what we doing. Wow. Okay, but once again, if you messed with kids, all everything's out the door. If you're a kid toucher, a kid fondler, if you're a Chester, sir, I won't even listen to your music no more, fam.
Of being a leader of a criminal enterprise, an allegation Diddy now faces. Lizzette says she sees similarities in the allegations between the two moguls.
This very powerful man in the music industry decided to use his power to hurt others. I've spoken to the other girls that are involved in my case, and we all were deeply saddened and triggered.
When Lizzette watched the violent video of Cassie being chased by Diddy, she says she felt a sense of deja vu.
I can't unsee that Cassie video. You could tell me whatever you want to tell me about him. I cannot unsee the video. She helped others to feel that they could come forward. And that's huge. Because you put yourself on the line.
$30 million.
Lizzette says she also briefly met Diddy in the late 90s in Miami. She says by then she had already left R. Kelly and her dreams behind.
He's like, hey, you have really pretty eyes, and said, so I'm having a party, you want to come with me? I didn't have a good feeling about it, and I just
So hold on. You were scraped, you were sexually assaulted by R. Kelly, and you're still hobnobbing in that same world, in that same environment? In the same environment. This is why it's hard to take some of y'all seriously. That's all I'm saying. Well, there's so many conditions, and you could get. Shut up. Then why all of a sudden do you come forward with your money grab? That's what I'm saying. Soon as there's a chance for some money, then all of a sudden I just came all rushing to me, and I had to tell my story. I've been suffering from PTSD, elemental P, and alopecia. What? This is crazy.
So I'm having a party, you want to come with me? I didn't have a good feeling about it, and I just declined. You know, thinking about it now, I'm just like, wow, I really dodged a bullet. Him and Rob are a lot alike in that Robert controlled us. These are predators. They like to be with young girls who have dreams. They can manipulate them. They're not dangling a career in front of you. They use the power to get you to where they want you.
All you have to do is say no. All you have to do is say no. It's that. All you got to do is say no. I know I make it sound simple because it is. All you got to do is say no. No, you can't put your thumb in my butt. I'm cool. If that means you don't get, I don't understand. If that means you don't go with them, keep busting it down, try hard, and try a different route. Let me let y'all know something. What did we learn here today, boys and girls? Besides them trying to run fam through the muck, this is what I'm talking about here. Listen to what I'm saying. A fair trial cannot happen almost in this day and age of social media, because the well can be poisoned on a high level. The whole well can be polluted. The lady just told you, I can't unsee it. The video, no matter what's being said about him. Cassie herself could come out and tell you that Fam is a good change guy, and she already let you know, I don't care what you're talking about. If you made one mistake, it's over. What? That's horrible. That's horrible. And this ain't me caping for Diddy. Once again, if somebody knows something about R. Kelly being bussy or touching on kids, put it in the comments. Let me know. Educate me. I'm ignorant to the subject. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being off code. Right? Gonna leave you with 4 words, as we always do around this time. Subscribe for the vibe, like for the spike, comment your vomit, and share if you care, if you dare, to get Black empowerment everywhere. You can find us on Apple, right? Apple, for y'all that got the Apple. Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook. Come and take a look. You might get hooked, but don't get shook, because there is an imposter out here. Yeah, don't get shook. There's an imposter. Keep It P podcast. Love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I gotta go ha for sure ha. You already know ha. Big brother, light bright, supremo, my T. Signing off.
Von Savage Media. Von Savage Media.